Yes, indeed. It is that time again to break forth the rhythm and the rhyme and get down to the beat down. This is the Logan Summit Show. I am indeed Logan Summit, and I have a beautiful mustache. You wish you did too. Well, today our show is brought to you by Newer. Are you a pro creator or an amateur creator? It doesn't matter what type of creator you are. All you have to do is go to newer.com, use code Logan. You're going to save yourself 20% off of pro gear at amateur pricing. Get over there after this interview is done. Trust me, you'll thank me in the morning. Look, I have a BJJ legend or a BBJ legend. No, I had it right the first time. That's what happens when you get old.
Oh, God!
But he has made the transfer over to boxing, and we're going to talk to him about that and so much more. Right now, I have with me Rommel Dunbar. Welcome to the party, my friend.
Hey, thanks for having me again, man. It's great to be here. I appreciate it so much.
Well, I appreciate you being here. How's Riverside, California treating you today?
Oh, it's been treating me good. I'm 21 years old. I was born here, raised here, and it's been treating me nothing but good. So, it's a great town full of great people. So, can't get no complaints.
So let's just talk about the fact that you're not doing MMA anymore. You're not doing the BJJ stuff anymore. You made the transfer over to boxing. What got you there? What was the major decision maker catalyst to go? Hey, I'm gonna just throw the fists.
Yeah, so I started jiu-jitsu at the age 4. I
Right.
went about age 13, and I competed all over the place. I've done everything jiu-jitsu for a kid. Won a bunch of tournaments, national tournaments. But boxing kind of just caught my eye, and one is when I started being homeschooled, and I started watching this. One of my older brothers named Jonathan Torres, and he was a boxer, a professional boxer, and just watching him train every day, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this out, and I just did boxing just for fun, just to try it out, and it just passionately just made me feel like I want to get up in the morning, I want to go to the gym every day, do this more, and don't get me wrong, to this day, I love jujitsu to this day, and I still love to go back to doing it, but right now boxing that just gives me that itch.
Oh, you know what? You gotta go where the itch is good right now, and I understand that. But you did get to the awesome degree of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu black belt. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, so I got to I went all the way to about actually 16. I got to the blue belt, and I had
Okay.
stopped. So who knows where we would be if I kept doing it now? But jiu-jitsu was very good, but just moving forward in my life, boxing has to be the way now.
It is a great discipline. And speaking of discipline, boxing, combat sports, any type of combat sports that you're in takes a certain amount of discipline. How has that helped you in and outside of the ring?
You know what? It has helped me overall in my life. It helped me stay focused outside of the gym, to stay focused in school, and just to kind of be a better person overall. And then now I teach a lot of classes. So I used to teach jiu-jitsu, but now I teach boxing, and I teach kids, teenage classes, and just to have that same structure, discipline, everything that I went through at their age, and to be able to be the same example, the same way my father slash coach Rommel Dunbar Senior, the same way he was to me, I could be the same way to them, and it's truly a blessing to be able to do that for them. So
I know a lot about your dad because unfortunately, well, fortunately and unfortunately, because you have the same names, I researched both of you before realizing that you weren't the same person.
yeah,
Hey, these things happen. But your dad's got 40 years of awesomeness behind him. So give your dad a what up from me when you're done with this interview. But what's one of the things that you see as you teach kids? What's one of the biggest mistakes that kids are making as they come into combat sports and get into that gym for the first time?
um, a lot of people boxing can be used for a lot of things. If they want to self-defense, some parents want their kids to get off the video games, some want to fight. It just depends on who we're talking about, but mostly I say the big mistake is there's a lot of kids that come in, and this what we always there's always a lot of people that say this. There's a lot of sports you could play, but you can't play fighting. And a lot of these kids need to understand, when you get into the sport, it's not a fun sport to where it sounds good, but then once you get in there, it's just you versus one other person. When it comes to a brutal sport that someone's trying to rip your head off, so I think that's one mistake a lot of people that make a mistake on.
And it says it right here. I've got the Mike Tyson's Punch Out. You can't see the words, but you already know what quote it is. It's one of Mike Tyson's most famous quotes, and it's not going to be "I'm going to eat your children," which is a very famous Mike Tyson quote. But it is everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. And I think for a kid, the first time that I don't care if you're wearing headgear or not, the first time you get caught on the button, oh, you know what? Hold on a second. You know what? I really like my video games. I like the chicken nuggies and the Mountain Dew Code Red Mommy brings me, and they go back. So I can understand that not everybody is built to be a fighter. It takes a different type of human being to want to get in the ring, get knocked out, get back up, and do it all over again. What type of stick to itiveness and determination? What are the things that you have overcome in your personal life that have helped you overcome those trials and tribulations inside of the ring?
Oh yeah. Oh man, just to be able to do something in boxing. Oh man, I have a lot of sacrifice, dedication, a whole lot of dedication. I mean, I'm in the gym past 5 years. I haven't missed a day, 4 to 6 hours a day, and sacrifice. I had left school at the age 15, and just to be homeschooled, just so I could have more time to train. And I missed out on hanging out with friends. I missed out on going out to prom. Never went to prom. I never went to any of that stuff. So just so I could be here for this moment, but it's all paying off because now I'm making my professional debut, and but it all paid off. But it was a whole lot of sacrifice and dedication. That's a big thing right there.
That is right. On June 7th, you will be making your debut for Swift Promotions. Look, your amateur career has been pretty stellar. 19-2 ain't too shabby. So congratulations for that. Before we get to your opponent, Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, somebody else will get that. Trust me, Rommel. Uh, Before we get to that, what were some of the hurdles you had to overcome from going from amateur to pro?
Um, just it's just more amateur, it's more of a point system. And one thing I learned, I spar with a lot of dudes and pros, and they kind of helped me get ready for this moment. I spar with a lot of guys like Azak Ovanesian. He's a great guy that man he pushed me so far with my skill set and a lot of things that's helping me. And now the past 2 years, I spar with him, and he's took my game to a whole nother level. And he's one of the top guys at 122 pounds. Another guy, Scrappy Ramirez. He
I love that name, by the way. That's great.
He's ranked number like two for at 115. Another great guy that has pushed me to that level. So there's a lot of great guys that helped me get there. But just for the pros, just just the same thing. Nothing different. My dad always has this motto. Even as an amateur, you train like a pro. So when that moment comes, you're already ready for it.
Yes, that you know what? That's good advice right there. That is sound advice. Be ready for anything at a moment's notice. A lot of people always say, "I'll fight anybody, anytime, anywhere, anyway." All right, settle down, know your role, and understand you just need to be ready mentally and physically to be able to get in the ring. Look, and that's another thing. Being able to take fights on a moment's notice as you come up, right? That's something that a lot of fighters do. So, is there ever is there ever a time where you're outside of training camp, or are you just always training?
Oh no, always training. I mean, after a fight, Sunday off, Monday right back in the gym. That's how it's always been. My dad always says once you get to the top, then you can start taking some time off. But right now, you're trying to get there. So we always have this motto. I'm pretty sure you heard this one too. Stay ready, so you ain't got to get ready, and that we live by that. So boxing. A lot of guys know this in boxing. It's a lot. You can get the last minute call, especially when you're coming up. They give you notice, and you gotta be ready all year round because you gotta be ready for that shock the world moment. So you gotta be ready all year round.
Yes, indeed, you do. Well, are you ready to shock the world in your debut?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm just training hard, getting ready, and I'm just ready to show the whole world what I'm about in the 126 division, and just just go from there.
All right. So, have you been able to grab any tape on your opponent Jeremiah? Have you been able to see any holes in their game that you're going to be able to exploit?
I haven't looked at it myself. My coach has, and
Mhm.
good game plan. And the game plan we have, we're ready to execute it. But And June 7th, he's a great fighter, but I'm not looking to pass him, but I'm looking to win on June 7th. That's all I can say. We got a great, good game plan. Just get ready to take it.
Would you like to share any of that game plan with us right now? Just
Uh,
asking for a friend.
uh, Maybe after, just be ready for a good night of boxing, and that's it.
All right. You know what? I'll ask you afterwards once again. So here's the question. You win on Saturday night. On Sunday, you said you take the day off, then you get back into the gym on Monday. What do you do on Sunday? What are you eating on Sunday? What are you doing on Sunday? The fight's over. You got one day to just be you. Even The Rock takes a cheat day. So what do you do on the day after a fight?
Oh man, just nothing crazy. I'm not a clubbing guy, go out and party. I just like to chill with my family, just come back, relax. I am a snack person, so once I'm done, I gotta have my double stuffed Oreos. If you ever
Oh.
love my double stuffed Oreos, so I gotta have.
All right, how do you yo, let's talk serious about Oreos for a second. All right, Oreos has recently in the last few years come out with a myriad of different flavors, right? And they all sound amazing. Tiramisu and all this like, gummy bears. Well, they got a million different Oreo flavors. But I got to tell you this. Every time I take a flavored Oreo, I am disappointed by what I'm getting. I would much rather just have an Oreo. How do you feel about the flavors?
Oh man, you know what? I just found out that they had these different flavors, and I'm weight cutting right now, so I can't have them. I seen the chocolate flavor. I'm like, I can't wait to get into after. I gotta try it. But if I gotta go off what you're saying, I might stick with the OG Oreos.
Well, I mean, maybe there's 18 billion different flavors they came up with. All right, they're Oreo. So hopefully you'll find one that I haven't had that you like. Even during Halloween, they come out with candy corn flavored Oreos, if you can believe that nonsense. I'm not a candy corn fan. Are you? Do you eat candy corns?
I'm not candy corn fan.
Good, good. You know what? I like that. It's just sugar. You don't need that sugar. And I'm sure it's actually high fructose corn syrup and not actually sugar. And there's a big difference between that. Look it up, people. Uh, so I know what you're going to be doing June 8th now. Oreo, please send some double stuff over. And do you drink regular milk? Do you still drink cow's milk? Because it feels like everybody, especially in California. I mean, I heard this the other day when I was in LA. There was a dad and a son walking down the street, and the son said to the dad, "How where does milk come from?" And the dad looks at him and he goes, "Almonds." And I was like, "Okay." All right, that's where we're at now. So, what do you dip your Oreos in?
First, I'm lactose, so no regular milk. I get oat milk. Hey, don't not try it. Oat milk is pretty good. I dip my Oreos in that. Hey, it comes out pretty great.
Look. I'm 46, man. I cannot eat drink regular milk anymore. Look, if I want to have ice cream, I have to plan it out like 3 days in advance. I'm just saying. At this point, you have to make a couple considerations as you get older.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of getting older, I mean, your dad obviously being a legend, being around for all these years, he's the one who got you in the gym at 5, started you training, and what was the catalyst for you? What was the main decision maker for you to go, you know what? I want to be homeschooled because that's a big decision, especially in a young man's life. The socialization side of it and all that. Like you said, you didn't get to go to prom, things of that nature. Now, I know you don't feel like you missed out on anything, which is great because now you're making your pro debut and it's all going to be worth it. But what was what was that conversation like between you and your family? Like, hey man, I want to stay home. I want to really focus on my career.
Yeah, you know what? My parents, they never were the ones to let me get away with anything. But at the end of the day, if it's something positive, they're about letting me make my own decisions. So my mom and my father, they were like, hey, if you want to stay in school and you want to just keep training, it's up to you. But my dad, just because I'm his son, he doesn't make anything easy for me. He's probably twice as hard than he is.
Well, of course he is. That's the whole deal, right?
He keeps it real with me like this. Look, man, you want to start now. You want to turn pro at this age. We got to do this and that. And I'm letting you know you don't have to, but this is the kind of sacrifice, dedication that you're gonna have to do this. Go here, change this up to be able to make this happen. So we had a very clear understanding, but the day was my decision. And I guess, like I said, that itch, and that's what I wanted in boxing. So I decided to, I got to leave friends behind, all the socialization, the going to prom and hanging out, going out Friday night movies, whatever it was time to leave that behind. So I focused on boxing, and from 15 years old all the way 21 years old now.
That's tremendous and a huge decision for yourself. And you know what? That's part of making those decisions in life. And I think Dana White said the other day that if you never take a chance, you'll never know how far you could truly go. So, you know, high school is just 4 years. It feels like it's when you're there, it feels like it's forever, but it's just 4 years of your life. And as you get older, you recognize that those 4 years of your life are much more inconsequential than we actually gave them credit for. And I guarantee that when you're holding a belt above your head, you're not going to be thinking about the prom date you didn't get, because guess what? You're going to have all the dates in the world when you accomplish all of your goals. And I'm sure your dad told you that. What's been one of the most biggest pieces of advice that your dad has been able to pass on to you?
Biggest piece of advice. Oh man, he's such a great person. He's taught me so much. Everything I know is because of him, and I can pull out a list of advice, but it just I guess overall, he's checking on the discipline, the dedication part, the making sure I'm mentally good, physically good, my health, and just overall he's pretty good. I can't say one thing and then just single out everything else. I think everything just overall equals up to the kind of man he is, and a lot of people in this community can say the same thing. For the past 35 years, not just myself, a lot of people have looked to him as family than their own family, and that's just the kind of person he is. He's been there for a lot of people, and not just in fighting. He's always taught people discipline through of course the jiu-jitsu and boxing, but he's not trying to raise any fighters. If he has any fighters, great. But what he's trying to do is trying to get young men and women ready for the real world when they turn 18.
Yeah, and you know what? Sports help with that. Sports keep kids off of streets. Keeping kids off of streets keeps them off of drugs. Now, were you allowed to play any other sports while you were growing up, or was
Oh,
it was hit the gym, hit the gym, hit the gym?
oh yeah, I had the option. I played basketball for a little bit. Football. If I had a little more size on me, I'd probably try football. But I saw them big dudes. I was like, no, I'm not getting that. But basketball, I did play for a little bit. But like I said, I wasn't really feeling it. I was pretty good at it, but I just wasn't really feeling basketball.
Now,
Fighting,
did you?
fighting's always
Oh,
been.
yeah, fighting's always been your love, and you, like you said, you've got the itch for it. Now, while you were experiencing these other sports and playing team sports, because it is look, fighting is a team venture, but at the end of the day, when you're in the ring, you're there by yourself. What are some of the things that you were able to learn from playing basketball and football and some of the other sports that you were able to transfer into combat sports?
Um, work ethic, discipline. I mean, every other sport. No matter what it is, tennis, golf, swimming, basketball, whatever it is. Any type of sport. I believe we have the same mindset and discipline. Every day we all gotta get up, go train. We're sore. We got injuries. We gotta get past the mental part. The hard days where we're feeling frustrated, where we're not doing good. I feel like we all have that equally in common. Just because they're not getting punched in the face, I believe we all have this. We have to have the same mindset where we're trying to get to. And I believe
Well,
I feel like boxing is a little bit easier trying to make it. I think it's harder because you're getting punched in the head. But I think it's easier because anyone could just turn pro. There could be anyone that come off the street and be like, "Oh, I'm pro licensed." Basketball and football, you have to outwork the competition. When you get to the draft and to be drafted, you have to outwork everyone. So I think
yeah, think about this little ditty for you, Rommel. At any given time, there's about 1,800 NBA players in the entire world, and there's even less football players in the NFL. And that's a very small number of people. Whereas, like you said, you get your license. As long as you're 15 years old in most states, I believe you can get your license and go pro, and that's what a lot of people do. Now, mentally, are you prepared?
oh, mentally, I've been prepared. Mentally
Yeah.
prepared. I'm ready to go. Just ready. I'm just ready to just train hard, and I'm just ready to go out there and show what I can do.
I'm sure your dad has been, pushing that into you since you were a very young kid. That it's not just the physical aspect of fighting; it's the mental aspect as well. And sometimes that mental aspect overcomes the physical aspect because it doesn't matter how much cardio you did. If you're not comfortable in the ring, you can burn yourself out in a myriad of different ways in a multitude of times, just from the excitement, the anxiety, all of that rolled up into one, the adrenaline dump. Now, how are you going to protect yourself from that adrenaline dump during your pro debut on June 7th with Swift Promotions?
You know, I believe that the way you feel you in your fight, of course, like you said, the adrenaline rush. I believe if you match that in your training, and then if some people could be relaxed in a fight, everyone has their way of getting ready for a fight. But I believe the way that if you're having an adrenaline rush, why the whole your training camp, you train like how you fight.
Hmm.
Body you used to that feeling when you go into the fight, and that's why we always train hard in the fight. That's what we believe. That's what we believe in.
You know what? I like that. Good headspace right there. All right, we've got one more segment to go. And before we get there, I like to give everyone a chance to just, you know what? This is your opportunity. You want to thank your sponsors. You want to thank your family. You want to thank your coaches. You want to thank your favorite video game. I don't care what you want to. You want to talk about getting a sponsorship from Oreos. Do whatever you want. This is your time, my friend.
Oh yeah, but thanks so much. But first off, I just want to thank my mom, my father, my family. Damn, my ride or dies. I'm the reason. They're the reason why I'm here, and they pushed me so far ahead. I can't be thankful for that. Shout out to Team Watson. They're a big part of my career. They've been their family. I've been knowing them since I was a kid. So shout out to them too. Shout out to the whole entire United Boxing Academy, everyone there, the kids, to everyone. Shout out to y'all. So I appreciate it out. And want to thank God for the opportunity. Thank you for coming on this show, for letting me know, talking with you, and just doing that. I appreciate it so much. And let's June 7th. We're just ready to make a statement, ready to go, and just God willing, get the win, and then go from there.
Yeah, well, it's the first step to success, and I think it's going to be a great step for you. Look, you've got the people behind you. We've been talking about this all day. I've been doing interviews with fighters all day, and we've really been talking about how it takes a village. That the old, as we're throwing out old sayings, it takes a village to raise a child, and you know what? They've raised a good one right there. I think your headspace is good. I think you're going to do fantastic things. And that being said, Jeremiah, you better be scared. Be very, very scared because this is the future of boxing. Is coming for you on June 7th with Swift Promotions. And with that, without further ado, it's time to play the game all the kids are talking about on the school grounds. It's called Five Questions. It's exactly what it sounds like, by the way, Rommel. And today, Five Questions is brought to you by Newhouse. I need you to go over to newhouse.com. Use the code Logan Radio Rocks. Yeah, I know it's long, but you can remember it. Type it in. You're going to save yourself a bunch of money and you're going to thank me in the morning. Why? Because they've got great furniture, office furniture, home furniture. Right now, if you're at home watching this sitting in a gaming chair, what are you doing? No one sits in gaming chairs. You think Bill Gates is at home in a gaming chair? No, he's in a Rick Ross boss chair. So go to newhouse.com and get your Rick Ross boss chair. Trust me, I've got two of them right here. And I don't have a care in the world. Newhouse.com, use code Logan Radio Rocks. All right, five questions, Rommel. Here we go. As you've been training for 16 years now in combat sports, how does age help you in boxing and MMA?
How does age help you in boxing, MMA?
Mhm.
Um, and what? Sorry, what way are you asking?
How have you grown as a fighter and as a person, just overall, as you've gotten older and you look back as from 5 to 15 to now 21 years old, how is getting older, being more mature helps you in the ring?
Oh yeah, I definitely think that helps me in the ring because I think getting a little bit older, more mature. I definitely think I'm just more and more. I think a little bit think a little bit more smarter than at 15. Where when you're 15 years old and they get mad, some of them are hotheads and they kind of goes out the window when they're in the ring. Now I just you don't play into those mind games that those people kind of throw at you. You kind of do your game, you stay composed, and I felt like that's what I learned these past couple years is to not don't fall into this antics, don't fall into this person's game. Don't let their awkward style or them talking smack while sparring kind of phase you. Just go out there and do your game. That's the best thing you can do in the day. Don't fall into anyone's antics or games or their style. You go out there and do your thing, and that's what I believe I've learned this past couple of years. So, uh, I definitely think I've matured those past couple of years.
Yeah, that's sound advice. Make like Taylor Swift and just shake it off. Shake it off.
Thank
I like, yeah, there you go. All right. Got to ask you. It was May the 4th be with you the other day. Are you a Star Wars fan?
My Star fan. Oh man, I haven't watched Star Wars in years, but I did watch Star Wars. I got to get back to it now. Just for you, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get
All
back on.
right. Yo, look, all the things all the shows that they're bringing to Disney Plus, I love it. And Marvel's fallen off a little bit. I'm excited about this Thunderbirds movie because I like everybody in it. And I feel like it's going to be a little tongue in cheek and be humorous. But when you're not in the ring, what are some of the shows and movies that you like to kick back and chill with?
Oh man, I'm a big movie guy because I don't go outside. So when that's what I do. If I'm not training or doing something, I just chilling back, relaxing. I watch some movies or shows. Um, I like all types of movies: action, comedy, scary. I'm a big Batman fan. I love
All right. Who's the best Batman?
Christian Bale all day.
All
Christian.
right. Yeah, you're not wrong. Okay.
I,
All right. You're
I was
not wrong.
I
You're
was hoping
not wrong there.
I was
Yeah.
hoping for a fourth one, but oh man, we couldn't get the fourth one.
No, he says he won't do it either. So you're good there. I'm gonna give you a movie that you probably haven't seen that you're gonna watch, you're gonna laugh out loud, and you're gonna thank me about. Have you seen the movie with Jason Bateman called Game Night?
Game night. I just went past that the other day.
Okay, don't go past it again. Watch that. It's laugh out loud funny. Okay. Two. Now your turn. Give me a movie I might not have seen that I shouldn't go past.
Oh man, that's gonna be hard. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Have you seen the movie The Last Dragon? It's from
Oh,
19.
heck yeah, I have.
Oh,
Oh, what a great movie. And they just brought that to like Netflix recently. Look,
yeah,
I'm 46. So when HBO first came out, there were only so many movies that they could show on HBO. And that was one of the movies that they showed over and over and over again. And yeah, that movie was cool. And it had the female lead in it. She was a pop star during the 80s.
yeah.
If yeah, so it's got a little bit of everything. That's a good one. And you know what? I'm going to throw one more at you from the same time frame. Have you seen Big Trouble in Little Chinatown? Kurt
Oh,
Russell?
I actually, I think I have. I think I have. If I
Okay.
if the act, I that movie sounds familiar. I think I have seen that one.
Well, the funny part about that movie is if you check it out, I believe that a lot of the creators a lot of the characters from Street Fighter were created literally from watching that movie. Raiden, they don't call him Raiden in the movie, but that is Raiden, straight up Raiden. Big Trouble in Little China with Kurt Russell. If you haven't seen it, go do that. You'll
Yeah.
thank us in the morning. All right, I think I already know the answer to this, but I have to ask it. Um, who's been your biggest mentor?
Oh, everybody knows this one. My father, Rommel Dunbar. That's my biggest mentor, role model. Someone that I could. I look at not just as a. If it was my father, it'd be the same image. If it was my father, same image. He's a big part of this community. Not just myself, this big community. So he's definitely my biggest mentor. I couldn't ask for a better coach or father.
Oh, that's tremendous, and it's so great to see that you have as well as you have now a professional relationship with your dad because you're a pro, turning pro on June 7th with Swift Promotions. Also, you're close with him personally. It's great to see that being so close and spending so much time together hasn't become a constraint for you guys. That it's actually brought you closer. Do you guys go on and do other stuff like fish or
Oh,
hit a baseball or stuff? I don't know.
not very outgoing person. He's strictly business. He
Yeah.
lives. I mean, it's hard to get him out, but he's a big ATVs guy. Boogie likes go kart racing. He paintball, anything that's kind of active activities. That's what he likes to do.
Well, that's good. I mean, you got to stay active, right? And
I stay training, just doing something, moving around.
yeah, I agree. As I've gotten older, I spent most of my life in and out of a gym. I played sports my entire career. I know it doesn't look like it now, but even through college, I played two sports in college. Um, yeah, it was 25 years ago. Okay, so settle down. But I always now I don't really want to go to a gym, and when I go inside of a gym now, I'm like, ah. So you know what I do? I changed it. I like to be outside, so I go for hikes and I go for long walks. Gets my head straight. I'm able to focus. I'm able to think about what I've got coming up, whether it be a boxing commentary gig, MMA a commentary gig, or an esport commentary gig. I can get focused on that. Maybe it's an interview and I'm struggling to come up with questions for somebody. I get my head straight. I go for these walks, and it at the very least keeps me active. And here's the thing: is I go for walks though. I go for like 5.66 mile. It takes me about an hour and 40 minutes to do. Yeah, yeah. I go for like a walk. I'm not doing like 20 minutes. I'm going for a walk. All right.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a long hike.
Yeah, it is, especially in Vegas. Bring water with you. It's what's crazy? It's like 2 years ago, um, on the hottest day in recorded history, two hikers in Vegas decided to go up into the hills. And guess what? They didn't bring with them, young man.
Water.
Yeah. Guess what happened?
I'm sure they got dehydrated, something related to like that. Or,
Guess what? They're no longer with us. So,
uh,
yeah, it's important that when you go for these hikes and you're in these hot areas and you're training, stay hydrated, kids. Stay hydrated. Hey, if a water sponsor wants to come on board, we'll take Smart Water right now. Thank you, uh, because that's what they needed to be smart and have water. See what I did there? All right, moving right along. What is the most underutilized tool in boxing?
um, so yeah, when you say that, what's the best thing in boxing or the least? Or
The thing that people should do more of in boxing, whether that be a mental thing or a physical thing inside of the ring, I don't
uh,
know.
you know what? I kind of have a two parts. Is the first
Okay,
one? Everyone says the most important punch of boxing is the jab. I feel
right.
like the more people should learn how to use a jab. I watch a lot of fights. I'm not undermining nobody. I'm not saying no one's good, but when I see guys fight, I'm like this. Oh man, this is they win. But I feel like it'll be a much easier fight using the jab. The jab is a range finder. It opens up a lot of opportunities, and that's the thing. So if you ain't got a good jab, work on it. I got a few guys at our gym. They got shotguns, so that's good for they use it well. And the second thing is I think people should learn to be well-rounded. What I mean by well-rounded is there's four styles to boxing. You have a pure boxer. That's someone that's on their toes the whole entire time. They punch, bounce around, punch, bounce around. You got someone that's a boxer puncher. That's the second style. So where same thing, they're moving around them in the center of the ring, but once their opponent's backs touch the ropes, that's when they sit down and start going to start. They sit down, their punch and start going to work. Then next we have a sit down fighter. That's someone that's not too bouncy on their feet, that they kind of more walk up to their. And then the next one, it kind of combines with the sit down style, and it's a great defensive fighter. To be a great offensive fighter, you want to be a great defensive fighter. So I feel like if you can master all four styles, that'll take you a long way as a fighter. Because there's a lot of fights to where there's a lot of styles out there, and sometimes we go against someone that we've never seen before. But if you have mastered all four styles, your coach will be like, oh, like if you have a 10 round fight, in the middle of the fight, fifth round, he'd be like, okay, he's doing this now. Now we got to switch it up. Instead of boxing, we got to work our way in. If you have someone tall, you could be a great pure boxer, but now you're fighting someone that's like 6 inches taller than you. You're like, oh great, now I gotta change it up. I gotta work my way and press forward to him. So I feel like that's what a lot of people are missing, and a lot of clubs and other people. I feel like no disrespect to anyone, but I see just they have one style and they kind of ride with that their whole entire career. And then there's some fights where they meet someone that has three or four styles. Their opponent's making the adjustments, and they're just telling their fighter, "Oh, just keep going," and they're not making no adjustments because all they know is one style, and their opponent takes that advantage and switches things up on them, and they take the
Mhm.
dub. So that's why I feel like, sorry to make it long, but I just feel like that's something to put out there, and I feel like that would be great. You know, if you're coming up in boxing, whether you're amateur or pro, if you're already up there, I know you're past me if you're up there, but great advice: be a learn all four styles, be a great all dimensional round fighter.
Yeah. By the way, you can take as much time as you want to answer any question, my friend. All right. And I agree with you. Actually, it's come up in almost every interview. I just became a partner with Millions.co the other day, literally last week, and started doing interviews on Thursday. I think we did 6 interviews last week on Thursday and between Thursday and Friday. And you're my fourth interview today. And every single time, almost every single time, we've talked about the jab. It is so important. When I do commentating for USA Boxing, I always talk about if you are not utilizing the jab, you are not setting up the rest of your punches. We need punches and bunches, and they all start with a jab. So guess what, kids? You've been listening to me say that for the last how many ever interviews? I'm not wrong. I'm right. I know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, listen to the man. He talking right about the jab. You gotta listen to it.
That's right. Now, going to your second point, most people say that Floyd Mayweather is the GOAT. But I got to say, the person who I think imbibes, excuse me, those four disciplines the best was Roy Jones Jr. Do you agree or disagree?
Roy Jones Jr. Nothing to take away from Roy Jones Jr. He had his unique style of fighting.
Mhm.
That kind of works for him. Everyone has their own kind of style. Roy Jones had that hook. That
Mhm.
him. Great. Roy Jones was a great fighter. Definitely, he definitely was quick, explosive, strong. He had his very unique style. He was a very great fighter.
And he was able to use his shoulders to just slip those. He was hard to hit, is what I'm getting at. You want to try to hit Roy Jones Jr., you better hit quick and fast and hard because he's slipping, jipping, jiving. He's doing everything, man. He was a very exciting fighter. However, do you agree with most people that I interview these days that Floyd Mayweather is indeed the GOAT? How do you feel about that?
You know what? You can't take nothing away from Floyd. He's done things that not too
Mhm.
people do. So, he's fought a lot of people. He's won a lot. He's fought a lot of world title fights, and he racked up a lot of money while doing it. So that the money is a bonus. I
Yeah.
away from so yeah, I definitely put Floyd in the line of the goats, definitely, because he when he went out there, he was especially Pretty Boy Floyd back in the day. There's Money Floyd and Pretty Boy.
Mhm.
Everyone knows Pretty Boy Floyd. He was handling his business back in the day. Money May. It was kind of more about getting that money, but you can't take nothing away from him. Still the goat.
All right, so you said he's in that line of goat mentions. Who else for you is in that? If you were going to make a Mount Rushmore of boxing, who do you put up there?
Would this be what I think everyone thinks about the ghost, or would this be my personal?
No, your personal opinion. And forget what everybody else thinks. I'm talking to you right now.
Okay. My first one is gonna be Earl Spence Jr. That is my favorite boxer all time. Earl Spence Jr. I'm gonna put him number one.
All right.
See, number two. Let's see. I put Mike Tyson on there. I definitely like the Mike Tyson style. Um, let's see who else would be on there. You put Julio Cesar Chavez on there too.
Okay.
I like that. I liked him. And then I like Canelo. Go.
Okay, Canelo. All right. I like now. If I was doing it because I'm old, it'd be Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, and I'd probably put Mayweather up there now. But like you said, Pretty Boy Floyd, not Money Mayweather. I'd put him up there. Hey, Jake Paul, you'll get there someday. Keep working.
Oh yeah.
Drink Prime. Oh man! All right, last question of 5 questions. Even though it's kind of been like 25 questions under the, I don't know how to do arithmetic, so it is what it is.
Yeah, take all the time. Any more questions? Let's get to it.
All right, here we go. Last question. How does teaching teach you?
Oh man, I mean, it's funny. It's funny how that works, because a lot of things you go through, and then when you get a little bit older, and now you see this guy that's a little bit. I got a lot of teenagers that are like 14, 15, and I look at them like little brothers, And it's crazy to see that some things I gone through and the talks that I got told to me to help me move forward myself. And it's crazy how I'm doing the same thing to them. It's like deja vu. It's crazy how take the tables turn. They say that's the saying, tables turn.
Mhm.
And I definitely think that helped me, and I definitely love helping teaching the class. You know, it helps me be a better person, a role model, and especially when it comes to boxing, because sometimes I can see this kid doing this, and he it's something that I need to work on, and I
Mhm.
see think I get a visualization. I'm like, oh wow, I got that same problem. I need a that's why I need to work on. Okay, I need to make this switch. So in boxing, it definitely does help all around, especially for my personal, for myself, for boxing, my personality, the way I am as a role model. So I can't take nothing away from that. So
Well, yeah, I've got, you know what? I got nothing to add on to that either. Look, obviously, you're raised by a very strong family and a very strong father, and you have become a very strong man mentally and physically. From just our brief time together, I feel as though you're going to go out there making your pro debut on June 7th with Swift Promotions against a man that I'm calling Jeremiah was a bullfrog. You want to check it out. You want to check out Swift Promotions. It's going to be live on millions.co. You're going to be able to see it right here on the platform. You're going to see my main man get a win. Uh, I'm calling it right now. Are Now you never go into a fight thinking you're going to lose, but tell me how you're going to win and when you're going to win.
how am I gonna win? I ain't gonna force nothing. If the knockout come, the knockout come. But I'll be looking for it and ready to make a statement. But all I can tell you is I'm beginning that W June 7th.
Well, you know what? I believe in you, my friend. I believe in you. All right, June 7th, Swift Promotions right here on millions.co. It will be, by the way, I'm going to throw a nickname out there because I didn't see any nicknames for you. Do you have a nickname yet?
You know what? I'm trying to come up with one. I might have to stick with that road thing. You know, everyone's going crazy with that Rommel Road. I didn't even come up with that. It's going around crazy, bro. Rommel Dunbar. I might just have to roll with that.
All right, let's try it out here. And with us today was Rommel Dunbar. I'll have to work on it on my end, but I like it on your end, my friend. Look, you go out there, you do your work, and you get business done just the way your father taught you.
Yeah,
And thank you for being here. This has been
yeah.
another great episode of the Logan Summit Show. Do me a favor, be good to yourself and be kind to others. Pay it forward, play it forward.
Yeah.
Rock like a party star, party like a rock star. Smile strong, laugh loud. Last but not least, please like, follow, and subscribe. You got something to say, buddy?
Oh yeah. Shout out to mom. Shout out to dad. Shout out to United Boxing Academy. And shout out to everyone. I appreciate all the love and that's it. I appreciate it. I just want to get that out there real quick.
I know you got to get that love out. I saw you and I wanted to make sure you got it. Hey man, it's been nothing but a pleasure getting to know you. You go get that win. We'll talk soon. And get those Oreos on June 8th, the day after the fight. The big fight on June 7th, right here on millions.co. You're gonna see my man get his first win as he makes his boxing debut. And you know what? It goes without saying, you already know. Everybody loves a good fight. We'll see you next time. Thanks for being here, my friend.
Thanks so much. Thank you for having me.